The previous class we have seen about construction of JFET. So we have discussed about FET. We have compared BJT. We have seen advantages of FET, and we have also seen what is the construction of JFET, and we have also seen the symbols. The symbol that is used to represent a JFET, N-channel JFET, and P-channel JFET. Okay. Now within this now coming to this session, we will try to see biasing of the JFET, and we will also see working, and if the time permits we will also see what is the characteristics, what are the input characteristics and output characteristics of a junction field effect transistor. Okay. So now let us see the operation of JFET based upon N-channel JFET. So the operation of N-channel JFET and P-channel JFET is both same. They are same. The only difference it will be the biasing voltages will be reverse. Whatever the biasing voltages that are used for N-channel JFET, the reverse. So suppose if I am using, in case of N-channel JFET, the at the gate terminal you will be using negative voltage. You will be using a negative voltage. If it is a P-channel voltage, you will be using a positive voltage. You will be using a positive voltage. Okay. So just it will be the reverse of the reversal of the voltages. Whatever the voltages that are applied for N-channel JFET, they will be reversed. That will be reversed for P-channel JFET. Okay. And also one more thing, uh, even the charge carriers are different. Even the charge carriers are different, but at the on the whole, the operation will be same. The working principle of the N-channel JFET and P-channel JFET is not different. They are one and the same. They are the same. Okay. So now let us see the operation. Okay. So before operation, let us see what is the type of biasing. Okay. So in an N-channel JFET, here you can see you are having a N-channel JFET. You are having N-channel JFET. Okay. So in N-channel JFET, you are having source, drain, and gate. You are having source, drain, and gate. Okay. So a drain is, so as it is an N-channel JFET, it is a electrons. Okay. So the electrons should travel from source to drain. The electrons should travel from source to drain. When the electrons have to travel from source to drain, the source, at the source end, the electron should be pushed into the channel. It should be repelled or it should be pushed into the channel, and at the drain end, the electron should be leaving out of the channel. The electron should be leaving out of the channel. So the biasing is done in a such a way that the source is mm, the negative terminal of the battery is connected to the source, and positive terminal of the battery is connected to drain. So when negative terminal is connected to source, it will repel the electrons. It will repel the electrons, and the positive voltage applied at the drain will attract the electrons. It will attract the electrons. So due to this, electrons will flow from source to drain. So here you can see the biasing. Okay. So the biasing is done in a such a way that the electrons are moving. So the source is connected to the negative terminal, and the drain is connected to positive terminal. Okay. So that is it. And next, the gate terminal. So the common, so the gate terminals are connected to the negative terminal. Here you can see. Okay. This is the negative voltage, and whatever the negative voltage that is present here, that is applied to the gate. Okay. That is also applied to this gate and this gate. Okay. So you will apply the negative voltage. If it is a N-channel JFET, you will apply the negative voltage to the gate terminal. Okay. So that is the thing. So on the whole, these are the voltages that are applied at the gate, source, and drain terminal. Okay. Okay. So let us try to see how what about working of this JFET. So before we see the working of JFET, one important thing is you should know that the depletion region, I have also explained in the previous class the how this depletion region is formed. So this depletion region will be formed whenever you are when you bring when you construct a diode or when you construct a BJT. Okay, so in constructing a diode or in constructing a BJT, what you are doing, you are bringing two different types of semiconductors, p type and n type of semiconductors together. Whenever you bring p type and n type semiconductor together, what happens, due to the concentration gradient, due to the concentration gradient you just remember as we have explained. So due to the concentration gradient, whatever the electrons present, the whatever the holes present on n side, they'll move towards whatever the uh, uh, minority carriers that are present in the p side and n side, they will try to move away from their junction. So for example, at the p side, as it is having more holes, and at the n side it is having very less number of holes. Holes are minority carrier in n side. So from p side the holes will move from p side to n side, and this will recombine with the electrons present at the n side, and from the n side the electrons will move from n side to p side. And due to this, the region closer to the p terminal, this gate terminal, due to this the region closer to this gate terminal, it will be depleted of the charge carriers, it will be depleted of these charge carriers. So due to that you are having depletion regions, due to that you are having depletion regions. Okay, so that is the reason you are having depletion region. Okay, so just remember it. So even if you are not applying any voltage at the gate terminal, the depletion region will be created while construction of JFET itself. So now let us see working of JFET. So initially VGS is 0, VGS is 0, and you are applying some finite voltage at the drain, positive voltage at the drain terminal and the negative terminal at the negative voltage at the source terminal. Okay, so when VGS is 0 and when VDS is positive, okay, when VDS is positive, the this results in this applied voltage results in the flow of electrons from source to drain. As you keep on, as you apply some VDS, suppose if you apply some 1 volt of VDS, it will result in some current. Okay, now as you keep on increasing VDS, as you keep on increasing VDS, then the current IDS will keep on increasing, the current IDS will keep on increasing. Okay, so and it keep on, and this continues. Okay, so this continues. Okay, but when you are here, if you see, as you keep on increasing the voltage VDS, as you keep on increasing the voltage VDS, so here the depletion regions, here the depletion regions, they also keep on increasing. And you can see the depletion regions are not they are not something symmetrical. Okay, so they are less at the source terminal and they are more at the drain terminal. The depletion regions are here, whatever you can see, the this is the depletion region. Okay, so this is the depletion region of this gate and this is the depletion region of this gate. Okay, so as you keep on increasing the VDS, so what happens, this depletion region it also keeps on increasing. So here you can see the depletion region, here VGS is 0 in this case, and in both these cases the VGS is 0, but here the depletion region has the voltage has been increased. Okay, so due to that, now if you observe, the depletion region is not symmetrical. It is more at the drain terminal and it is very less at the source terminal. It is less at the source terminal and more at the drain terminal. Why does this happen? Why does this happen? Why it happens? Because So for example, if you see at the drain terminal, what are you applying? You are applying a positive voltage. At the source terminal, you are applying negative voltage. So it is an N type of material. So for you are applying more positive terminal, positive voltage at this terminal, and you are applying negative voltage at this terminal. So due to this, what happens? The greater reverse bias occurs at the drain terminal, whereas the less reverse bias occurs at the source terminal. So due to this varying reverse bias, as you can see in this diagram I have represented, you are having 0.5 voltage at the source, 1 volt at the in the middle of the channel, and at the end of the channel you are having 1.5 volt. Okay, so as the voltage keeps on increasing, from the source to drain, then it results in the formation of greater uh, uh, reverse what you can say, the greater depletion region at the drain terminal, greater uh, depletion region at the drain terminal. Okay, so that is the thing. So due to that region, you are having the uh, different you are having a wedge shaped. Okay, the term that is used to represent this shape is known as wedge. Okay, in a JFET you will not have a normal what you can say, you will not have a normal depletion region. The structure of the depletion region is not normal. The shape, okay, the shape of the depletion region is in wedge shape. You are having a wedge shaped depletion region in a JFET. Okay, so as the reverse bias is more at the drain terminal, the depletion region thickness is more at the drain terminal compared to source. Okay, now that is the thing. So as you keep on increasing the VDS, even the depletion region also increases, and that increases more at the drain terminal. Okay, now so with the initial increase of VDS from 0, ID increases linearly as you slowly increase VDS. Okay, so as you keep on increasing VDS, IDS will increase. Okay, so this continues for some time. As you keep on increasing VDS, the IDS will increase, and this happens for some time. Now at a certain time, at a certain point, what happens? As you keep on increasing VDS, then what happens? The two space charge regions on the either side of channel, they will come into contact with each other. Okay, as you keep on increasing the VDS, then what happens? The space charge region present on this side and the space charge region present on this side, they will come into contact with each other. Each other. Okay, so due to this, what happens? The channel width will be reduced to 0. So in previous slide, here you can see there is a path from source to drain. Here also you can see there is a path from source to drain. But in this slide, you can see the path from source to drain has been reduced, very reduced, and it is very almost 0. It is almost 0. See, generally both of these, they do not come into contact. Okay, they will be very close to each other. It is almost 0, but it is not 0. The channel width is almost closer to 0, but it is not 0. It is not 0. You should know this. Okay, so that is the thing. So whenever you increase VDS and without changing VGS, in this case you are not your VGS is 0. You are only using VDS. Okay, so as you keep on increasing the VDS, okay, then what happens? The two depletion regions come into contact with each other. And due to this, what happens? The pinch off occurs. This the VDS voltage for at which the two the channel width is almost 0. It is negligible. The channel width, this width is known as channel width. This width is known as channel width. Okay, whatever the orange path. So here you can see the orange path from source to drain is almost negligible. So the voltage VDS at which the channel becomes the the channel between drain to source becomes negligible is known as pinch off voltage. It is known as pinch off voltage. Okay, so that is the thing. So at when the pinch off occurs, okay, when this pinch off, so here you can see, okay, up to this point, okay, up to this point from this curve you can see. So as you keep on increasing VDS, IDS will keep on increasing. This graph is between ID and VDS for a specific VGS. Here VGS is 0. Okay, now as you keep on increasing VDS, IDS or ID will keep on increasing. ID will keep on increasing, but when up to certain point, okay, the IDS will saturate at the point known as pinch off voltage. Whenever pinch off occurs, then this IDS will saturate. IDS will saturate. Okay, IDS will saturate, and after saturation of IDS, even though if you are increasing VDS, even though if you are increasing the VDS, IDS will remain constant. IDS will remain constant. Okay, so that is the thing. So after pinch off voltage, even though if you try to increase the IDS, the VDS, even though if you increase the VDS, the IDS value will not change. The IDS value will not change, and it will remain constant. And that is represented in this graph. Now when the channel is getting zero, you should have zero, you have to expect a zero current. But why you are not having zero current, why you are having constant current? Means what, whenever the charge carriers come to this place, the electric field that is present within this depletion region, will have the sufficient energy that will move the electrons towards the drain terminal. Okay, so due to that you are having non-zero current. Even though the pinch off occurs, whenever the electrons they come closer to this region, they are moved towards the drain by this depletion region. Okay, so as I said, so here as VDS equal to VP. VP is nothing but pinch off voltage. It appears that the two depletion regions touch each other. Okay, but here you can see they are not actually touching, but there is a very small channel. Okay, and very high density current flows, okay, through that small channel. Okay, so so here you can see after VDS is greater than VP, your JFET acts as a constant current source. That is, IDS will remain constant. Even though you are increasing VDS, IDS will remain constant. Okay, so the maximum value of current IDS, which occurs at VGS equal to 0, the maximum value of current IDS which occurs at VGS equal to 0 is known as drain saturation. IDSS, it is represented as IDSS. Here you can see IDSS, and this IDSS is the maximum value of current that is possible in a JFET, and this is only possible when VGS equal to 0. When VGS equal to 0, whatever the maximum current you are able to obtain, whatever the maximum IDS current that you are able to obtain it is represented with IDSS. So the IDSS means drain to source saturation current. It is known as drain to source saturation current. Okay, so that is the thing. If you are trying to vary the VGS, and if you are trying to get the current, that current will be always less than IDSS. This current will be always, whenever you are also applying VGS. Here you are not applying any VGS. Your applied VGS is always 0 here. In this case, you have taken VGS to be 0. But if you are trying to apply VGS, if you are applying VGS, in that case it will result in quick pinch off. The pinch off occurs for a very smaller value of VDS compared to this VGS equal to 0. So due to that what happens, you will have a IDS value will be always less than IDSS. When VGS is non-zero, the IDS whatever that is calculated for a given VGS, it will always be less than IDSS. Okay. So that is the thing. Now suppose if I apply some VGS, okay, here it is VGS equal to 0. Suppose if I apply some VGS, okay, if I apply some VGS equals to some here, whatever the VGS or whatever the gate voltage, whenever you are applying at a gate voltage, you will always try to, whenever you are operating a FET, whenever you are operating a JFET, okay, not FET, whenever you are operating a JFET, the always in JFET you will try to apply voltage at the gate terminal that reverse biases the gate and channel. Okay, you will apply a reverse bias voltage at the gate terminal. Whenever you are applying a voltage at the gate terminal, you will always try to apply a reverse bias voltage. You will always try to apply a reverse bias voltage. Okay, so in this case, as it is a n channel JFET, you are having your gate is made up of p type of impurity. When it is n channel JFET, your gate is made up of p type of impurity. So whenever you are using a p type of impurity, you will always try to, as it is a p type of impurity, in order to reverse bias it, you have to apply negative voltage. You have to apply negative voltage. So here also in this case you have to apply negative voltage. So whenever if I apply negative voltage, if I apply VGS equal to -1, if I apply VGS equals to -1, if I apply reverse bias, what happens? The depletion region, okay, here in this case, if I apply the negative voltage here, it will have more depletion width. The depletion width will increase and the channel width will decrease. So if I apply VGS equal to -1, the depletion region will increase and the channel width will decrease. Okay, so and after applying VGS equal to -1, then if I am trying to increase the VDS, so the VDS, due to at the initial starting point up to certain value of VDS, IDS will have constant relation. Okay, the IDS will increase linearly with VDS. If I increase VDS, the ID also will increase linearly up to certain point, but after certain point the IDS becomes constant. Okay, now here the already whenever you are applying VGS, due to VGS you are having the depletion region. Due to the VG negative voltage that is applied here, you are already having certain depletion region. And now once again you are trying to, whenever you are increasing VDS, the VDS also will result in the reverse biasing of this gate terminal. Okay, so now initially you are applying VGS and that will create a depletion region, and whenever you are trying to increase the VDS, it will also increase the depletion region. So due to that what happens, the pinch off voltage occurs at a very less voltage of VDS. For a smaller voltage of VDS, pinch off voltage occurs. Compared to VGS equal to 0, when VGS equal to -1, for a smaller value, for a less value of VDS, pinch off occurs when you are applying VGS. Now if you take VGS equal to -2, if you are applying VGS equal to -2 at the gate terminal, so that means you are further trying to increase the reverse bias at the gate terminal. So whenever you are increasing the reverse bias at the gate terminal, what happens? If greater negative voltage is applied at the gate terminal, the depletion region width will be also a greater one. If you are applying greater reverse bias, the depletion region width will also be more. So further the channel width is less, further the channel width is reduced. Okay. Now once again, after maintaining VGS equal to -2, you are trying to increase the VDS. You are applying VDS. Okay. Now whenever you are applying VDS, once again, whenever you are applying VDS up to certain value, for at the starting point, whenever you are applying VDS up to certain value, as you apply VDS, IDE also will keep on increasing. IDE also will keep on increasing up to certain point. After certain point, the both the gate reverse bias, they will come into contact with each other. They will come into contact with each other, and due to this, what happens? The due to this, the uh, channel width will be reduced to almost zero. The channel width at the within the JFET, it will be always almost reduced to zero, and due to this, pinch off occurs. Pinch off of the channel occurs. Okay. So due to this, what happens? Once again, the current, as you keep on increasing the VDS, IDS will not increase. IDS will not increase, and it will remain constant. It will remain constant. Okay. Only after VDS, when VDS is increased, IDS will not increase, and it will remain constant. Okay. So in that way, so like that, if you are, and whenever VGS is -2, the pinch off occurs at a very less value of VDS compared to VGS equal to -1. The pinch off occurs at a very less value of VDS. Okay. So due to that is the thing. Okay. So this is about this is the thing. Okay. So in this way, your the this is the thing. Now so why it is, from this you can understand why it is known as junction field effect transistor. Okay. Why it is known as junction field effect transistor. So at the junction, so what is the junction here? You are having P and N. Okay. At the P and N junction, that is at the channel. Okay. So what is the, whatever the electric field that is created at the junction, whatever the electric field that is created at the junction, it is affecting the working of the FET. It is affecting the working of the transistor. So that is why it is known as junction field effect transistor. So whatever the electric field that is generated, that is created at the junction, it is affecting the working of the, it is affecting the working of the field, it is affecting the working of the transistor. So that is why it is known as junction field effect transistor. So at the junction, whatever the electric field is generated, that is affecting the working of the transistor or the operation of the transistor. So that is why it is known as junction JFET or junction field effect transistor. Okay. So here you can see the characteristics. Here you can see the characteristics as I have said. So this is when VGS equal to 0, the pinch off occurs at this point, and this is IDSS. Now when VGS is negative, okay, certain -1 is applied, so the pinch off occurs at a lower voltage. It occurs at a lower voltage. Okay. And from this you are having a constant IDS. Even though you are increasing VDSS, you are having constant ID. Even here, if you are if you are trying to if you are applying VGS equal to -2, if you have applied VGS equal to -2, and when you increase IDS, sorry, when you increase VDS, when you increase VDS, then once again what happens? Your ID value increases up to certain point, and after that your ID value will be constant. Your ID value will be constant. Okay. So in that way, this so further if it is -3 and so on. Okay. So even sometimes if you try to increase the VDS value up to certain value, it is okay. Still if you are trying to increase the VDS value, there is a limitation. Okay. if you take if whenever you are trying to buy a field effect transistor, they will give the specifications. So in that specifications you will have how much of the what is the amount of voltage, how much what is the range of input voltages, what is the range of VDS, what is the range of VGS. Okay, all these things will be specified. Even there is a limit for VDS. Okay, you cannot apply any amount of VDS. There is a limit. For the amount of VDS that you can apply across a field effect transistor. If you cross that limit, then your field effect transistor will be damaged. If you cross that limit, your field effect transistor will be damaged. Okay, so here in this case, if you can see, these are the JFET characteristics. Okay, so I have already, so JFET characteristics, it is known as uh, output characteristics, or it is sometimes it is also known as drain characteristics. Drain characteristics is nothing but output characteristics. The output characteristics is nothing but the, we will try to see how id, how the output current id will vary based upon the change in VDS current. How the id, sorry, how the output current id will vary based upon input voltage VDS. Whenever you are applying input voltage VDS, how that input voltage VDS will affect the output current id. Okay, so here for example, if you see, and you're trying to compare id versus VDS at a for different value of VGS. Okay, for different value of gate voltages, you're trying to check the, you are trying to see how the id will vary for VDS, how id will vary for VDS. Okay, so here you can see, so first you will start with VGS equal to 0, then VGS equal to -1, -2, -3, and so on. Okay, so if you see here, this is the graph. Okay, so for VGS equal to 0, IDS will have a, IDS will vary for VDS, and after a certain value IDS will become constant. And in this one, IDS VGS value, when VGS is -1, IDS will be, for VGS equal to -1, IDS equal to, as you keep on increasing IDS, sorry, as you keep on increasing VDS, IDS value will increase, and after a certain value IDS value will become constant. Okay, so if it is -2, the IDS maximum possible IDS, if it is minus, VGS is -1, and when you are trying to change VDS from 0, so whatever the maximum possible current ID is less when compared to VGS equal to 0. I have also explained this. When VGS equal to 0, you will have maximum value of IDS. So that is represented in with IDSS. If your VGS equal to -1, then the IDS generated is less. Compared to this, the IDS generated will be less. Okay. Now if VDS, if VGS is -2, so the further VGS, more reverse voltage is applied across the gate terminal, the IDS generated will be very less. Okay, and so on. If VGS is -3, if VGS is -4 volts, VGS is -4 volts, so let us assume the voltage due to which pinch off occurs. So there are two types of pinch off voltage, pinch off that can occur in a JFET. One pinch off occurs due to VDS. One pinch off due to occurs is due to application of VDS. Whenever you are trying to increase the VDS, due to the increase of VDS, the pinch off occurs, and one more pinch off occurs. One more pinch off occurs. This pinch off occurs due to application of VGS. This pinch off occurs due to application of voltage at the reverse voltage at the gate terminal. Okay, so the pinch off voltage, the pinch off that is occurring due to VDS, the pinch off that is occurring due to the VDS, it will be closer to the drain terminal. It will be closer to the drain terminal. But the pinch off that occurs due to the negative voltage applied at the gate terminal, it will be closer to the, it will be at the center of the channel, it will be at the center of the channel, it is not closer to the drain terminal. Okay, so this pinch off, whenever the pinch off voltage occurs due to gate source terminal, it result in zero current from it will result in zero ID current. The current from drain to source will be zero if the pinch off is occurred due to the gate, due to the voltage applied at the gate terminal. If the pinch off occurs due to VGS, if the pinch off occurs due to VGS, that pinch off will be at the center of the channel, and if that happens, then the current that is flowing from source to drain will be zero. Okay, so that is the, so that is the case here. Here you can see when VGS equal to -4, when VGS is -4, then the current is almost zero, it is zero. Okay, why? Because this is resulting in pinch off of the FET, and this pinch off occurs at the center of the channel. Okay, so that is the thing. So these are the characteristics, JFET characteristics, and these characteristics are output characteristics. These characteristics are output characteristics, and one thing here, there are three regions. Okay, in JFET output characteristics, you can see three regions: ohmic region, saturation region, and breakdown region. Ohmic region, saturation region, and breakdown region. So ohmic region is nothing but, here you can see this region is known as ohmic region. This region is known as ohmic region. So the region where there is a linear relationship between IDS and VDS. The region where there is a linear relationship between IDS and VDS is known as ohmic region. It is known as ohmic region. Okay, so here you can see this thing, this curve, this curve. So it is a, there is a linear relationship between IDS and VDS. That means as you are keep on increasing IDS, as you keep on increasing VDS, IDS also increases. IDS also increases. So that is known as a linear, as you know, that is known as a linear region. Okay, or ohmic region. Okay, next, this is known as a saturation region. This is known as saturation. So this is known as saturation region. This is ohmic region. This is a saturation region. Or so where you are having constant value of IDS, where you are having constant value of ID. Okay, so where you are having constant value of ID, that part of graph is known as saturation region. That part of graph is known as saturation region. Okay, now the part, see, as I said in the previous before also, there is a limit for the VDS. You cannot apply any amount of VDS voltage. Okay, so if you cross that VDS range, if you cross that VDS range, it results in breakdown. That results in breakdown or damage of the device. Up to certain value, as you keep on increasing the VDS, the IDS will be constant. But when once it crosses that value, that range of VDS, so it results in avalanche effect. It results in avalanche effect, and due to this avalanche effect, the IDS value will abruptly increase. There will be a sudden increase in the IDS value. Even though the VDS value is constant, the IDS value keep on increasing, and this increasing IDS value, this increasing IDS will damage the device. This increasing IDS will damage the device. Okay, so that is the thing. Okay, as I have said, here you can see if VDS is greater than VDS max. VDS max is given by the, whoever is manufacturing the JFET, he will give you the VDS max. If you are trying to go above the VDS max, then it will damage the device. That is, it will result in breakdown. Okay, so that is the thing. So here, in there are different applications. Here there are different applications of it, the based upon the regions. Okay, so we will try to avoid the breakdown region. Why? Because breakdown region will result in the damage of device. Breakdown region will result in the damage of device. So that is the reason breakdown region is avoided. Okay. So a ohmic region of JFET is used to, so whenever you are trying to operate your JFET in ohmic region, it is used, its application is, it is used as a voltage variable resistor. It is used as a voltage variable resistor. Okay. So whenever you are trying to operate your JFET in your in ohmic region, it is used as a voltage variable resistor. Voltage variable resistor means based upon voltage the resistivity will reduce. Okay, if you are applying more voltage, more current you can see. If you are applying less voltage, less current. Less current means more resistance. More voltage, more current means less resistance. Voltage variable resistance means based upon voltage the resistance of the FET is changing. This happens in ohmic region. So whenever your JFET is operated in ohmic region, it is used like a, its application, or it is used like a voltage variable resistor. It is used as a voltage variable resistor. And whenever you are operating your JFET in saturation region, if you try to operate your JFET in saturation region, it is its application is, the JFET is operated in a saturation region. If you want to use it as a amplifier, if you want to use your JFET as a amplifier, then you will try to operate your JFET in saturation region. Okay, so that is the JFET characteristics, output characteristics. Okay, so you can also have JFET input characteristics, or you can say the transfer characteristics. Other name for JFET input characteristics is JFET transfer characteristics. So here, how the JFET input characteristics, how do you design, how to plot the JFET input characteristics? So in JFET input characteristics, you will try to compare the ID with VGS. You will try to compare the value of drain current ID with the when you are trying to vary the gate to source voltage. When you try to vary the gate to source voltage, you will try to see how the current ID value is changing, how the current value ID is changing. Okay, so here first you can see, so first you will try to keep the you will first keep VGS equal to 0, and you will try to increase the VDS. You will try to increase the VDS, and as you keep on increasing VDS, it will achieve a saturation value. IDS will, as you keep on increasing VDS, you will have, first IDS will slow, as you keep on slowly increasing the VDS, IDS also will slowly increase, and after certain value the IDS becomes constant. IDS becomes constant, and this IDS is known as IDSS, that is drain to source saturation current. Drain to source saturation current. And after this IDSS, once this IDSS is achieved, now you keep VDS as constant. Now you don't change VDS. We will not change VDS. Now slowly we'll try to change the VGS. Now whatever VGS, it was 0. It was 0. Okay, so from this curve you can see. Okay, so first you will try to change the you will keep VGS equal to 0, and slowly you will try to change the VDS. And when you change the VDS, there will be a, at the starting point when you are changing VDS, IDS will increase, and up to certain value after certain value IDS will become constant. Okay, and from this point, you will slowly vary the VGS. You will reduce the VGS from 0. Okay, and you try to increase the reverse bias. VGS, you are trying, here you are having negative VGS is change, you are changing the VGS in negative side. Why you are changing in negative side means you are increasing the reverse bias. You are increasing the reverse bias. So as you keep on increasing the VGS from 0 to -1 in negative side, so when you increase VGS, then what happens, the current ID will be reduced. Okay, from -1, if you try to increase the VGS to -2, then the current will be further reduced. From -2, if you are increasing to -3, current is reduced, and so on. So finally When VGS equal to minus 4, then the current ID will be completely 0. The current ID is completely 0. So that is the point at which your pinch off occurs. At VGS equal to minus 4 volts, pinch off occurs. So here, why, from this explanation, I think you are able to understand why this is known as gate terminal. Why this is known as a gate terminal. Okay. So what is the function of gate? What is the function of gate? The gate will control how many number of people should come in and go out. Okay, whenever you want to prevent anyone to come into your home, whenever you want to prevent someone to enter into your home, you will try to close the gates. You will try to close the gates. Okay, and whenever you want to allow someone to come into your home, you will open the gates. So in this way, in this way, you will either allow or you will try to reject the people. In a similar way, even in JFET, based upon the voltages at the gate, okay, based upon the voltages at the gate, the amount of current is controlled. The voltage applied at the gate, it is controlling the current. So that is why this terminal is known as gate. This terminal is known as gate. And once again, at the starting of the topic, we have said FET is a voltage controlled device. So the voltage applied here is controlling the current. Is controlling the current. So that is why it is known as voltage controlled device. Okay. So I think that is what here you can see. I have explained. So as you are increasing the VGS in a reverse bias, the ID value is reduced. The ID value is reduced. Okay. So this is about the JFET characteristics. You have seen both input and output characteristics. Okay. So in the next session, so if for a P channel JFET, the curves are similar. The curves are similar even for P channel JFET. Only the thing is the VGS will be positive and VDS will be negative. Okay, that is the only difference. The curves look similar. The shape of the curves is similar. The only difference will be the voltages that are applied across the terminals. Okay. So thank you for your patience, and let us meet in the next session.